Nova Scotia MP Bernadette Jordan is the Minister of Rural Economic Development, and she joins me in the studio. Congratulations. Now,
Thanks, Tom.
if I was in the shuffle pool, I wouldn't have won because I didn't pick you, but maybe I should have. Everyone says you're just too nice to do the job.
I guess if someone has to criticize me, that's not a bad criticism.
That is not a bad criticism. I find it incredible that, among other things, you're the first woman cabinet minister from Nova Scotia. You know, because it's 2019, I figured that happened a long time ago.
So, no, I'm the first. There have been other women who were Nova Scotian who have become cabinet ministers, but not elected in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
But I'm the first, but I'm only one of 9 women elected in Nova Scotia in history.
Is that right?
That's
9?
Right. 9.
Okay. Is it fair to say, and I don't want this to be seen as a cheap shot, but is it fair to say you kind of won the lottery because you're from Nova Scotia, where there was a vacancy, you're a woman and they want gender parity, and you've got a pretty good handle on economic issues in rural Nova Scotia, so it seemed a natural fit?
I think that it would be fair to say that I have a really good handle on economic issues. I don't think that the Prime Minister wouldn't have appointed me unless that was the case. I don't think that it would be fair to assume that it had anything to do with the fact that I'm a woman.
Well, geography and gender are key considerations.
They are key considerations. There's no question. But we now have more women in cabinet than we do men.
18 to 17
so
or
that's
something.
right. So I mean, there was one going to be at some point. But I honestly believe that everything that I have done to date has led me to where I am. And I have been a strong advocate for rural, and I've been very vocal in caucus on rural issues, and I think that that's why I'm here.
I mean, you've had almost 3.5 years in this government's mandate. What were they missing in rural economic issues that you're now going to be asked to address? Why does it need a separate ministry?
I don't know that they were missing. I think that there needed to be more. We've always had a strong rural component in departments like infrastructure, in departments like ISED, but we also need to look at almost everything we do should have a rural lens. And how does what we do affect rural Canada? You know, I mean, it's rural issues are very different than urban issues, and we need to make sure that we have those, we address those issues. And Canadians, no matter where they live, should be able to live and work where they choose. And you know, it's tougher to live in rural Canada and grow.
Yeah, one of the things that seemed to be in the release was the dealing with the idea of connecting broadband connections to rural Canada.
It's a huge issue.
And we put a lot of money into it. It sounds like a lot more has to go into that.
It has to be a partnership, I believe. I think you're right. There does have to be more invested in a lot of rural infrastructure. Broadband would be a priority for me. I have seen firsthand what it has done in rural economies not having it. When you have businesses that close because they can't get good connectivity, when you have young people leaving the area, you know, because they want to stay there, they want to open businesses, but they can't. You know, I've been told stories about students who go to university in Halifax and won't come home on weekends because they can't do their homework. You know, so it's tough. You know, those are all things that have to be addressed. You know, our municipalities see that. There are a number of municipalities that are stepping up and investing in rural broadband. Provinces have seen that, territories have seen that, and now they need that federal partner.
I hate to tell you, but within 45 minutes of where we're sitting right now, there are people that don't have broadband.
Yeah,
so.
I still have dial-up in some parts of my riding.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're going to expect that to change in a hurry.
I'm going to...
What else were you, I mean, you obviously mentioned then, I heard this, that the rural caucus members were certainly pushing for a more aggressive approach to rural Canada issues. What were you pushing for? What do you think needs to be changed? Notwithstanding you haven't got your mandate letter yet.
I don't have a mandate letter yet, and you know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of discussion over the next couple of days, but I know that, you know, making sure that those investments are able to be rolled out in rural Canada. You know, when I meet with all of my municipal units across my riding, I have a very large rural riding, and when I meet with my municipal units, I hear the struggles that they have coming up with their portion of the funding. And, you know, I mean, we've already made changes in that direction, positive changes, you know, moving it from 50 to 60% that we will fund, or 75% in Indigenous communities. Those are things that, you know, when you're listening to your municipalities right across the country, we know that their struggles are a little different. And, you know, this is something that FCM has been asking for as well. It's not just Rural Caucus that's been looking for it. We've heard from a number of stakeholder groups who have said, you know, we really want a rural voice at the table. And that's going to be me.
It's going to be a daunting assignment.
It will, but I'm up for it.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you on the show again soon.
I will be back.
All right.